Hi guys, I'm Ghost Jones and welcome back to the Ghost Jones YouTube channel. My mom was in town recently and she dropped off a bunch of stuff that I left at my aunt's house that has been there for like years. When I went through it, I found my old sketchbook from college. So this is it. Basically, it's just like a basic black sketchbook, but back when I was in like my designer era, I sewed on like this denim book cover. So we're about to open this stuff up and go through it. I don't think we're gonna be able to get through all of it, so I'll probably make it into a series where we just like travel back in time. So this is like the inside cover. Like I tried to make like a little pocket in there just to put like all of my like just materials and things. It's kind of I made this out of like I think it was like a denim shirt that I got from the thrift store or something. Here's some French notes. Y'all, I literally okay, so I took French for all of high school and all of my college career and I failed every single time. But maybe this time I will get it right. Okay, let's try some words. Établi, 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 daguhem. What does that even mean? Okay, we got some journal entries in here. But we basically had to like draw out like a a path, and it just kind of like represents like a journey of whatever. Like you're just supposed to tell a story with it. And I was gonna do my first tattoo. I think I ended up doing something else. But the story of my first tattoo is actually pretty crazy. Basically, me and my friend Shaniqua, she was like my best friend at the time. I had just turned 18 and I told her that I wanted a tattoo. My mom was not gonna let me get one, but my little sneaky self, I'm like, girl, bump all that. So I went with her. She picked me up from my house and we went to go get a tattoo. We went to like a random tattoo shop. So it was like this, it was like, I don't want to say it, but it was like this larger um Caucasian man in there, and he just looked like one of those little like Harley Davidson dudes. Like you would see him like on his motorcycle and stuff, like just in the street or whatever. Like he had all the Harley Davidson, everything everywhere. So I think Shaniqua got a tattoo, and then I also got a tattoo, and she was like peer pressuring me, which I slick regret because if I had just stood up for myself, I wouldn't even be in this space right now. But she was like, yeah, if we go, you better get this tattoo. You better get this tattoo. So I wanted this really small, I wanted like Shanti right here on my rib cage. And I thought it was gonna be super cute. It was gonna be super little, okay? And it was just gonna represent peace. I needed peace in my life, okay? Like my mental health has been up and down for a very long time. So the guy was like, oh, he said something like I only had maybe like $60 to spare. Like I'm a kid. So I think he said like if I did it on this side, it'd be like 120 or something and da da da. So I ended up not doing it and I got it put on my bike. So I'm gonna insert the clip here, there, somewhere. I don't know. I ended up getting it on my back. It was tiny. The man printed out the photo that I showed him or whatever, and he did it. And at the time, I thought it was so freaking cute. I was like, oh, this is just my little back tat. Like, ah. So then I get home and I start taking pictures of it, and I'm like, this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Like something is a little here. So I was so pissed off, y'all. I was like, oh my God. I just got this tattoo. Like this is permanent and it ain't right. And literally all he really kind of needed to do was just like kind of fix some of the lines. But we ended up not going back to him. And I was telling my friend Shaniqua, I was like, hey girl, dang, I should have gave her a fake name. It don't matter. Her name is Shaniqua. So I was like, girl, my tattoo is messed up. Like, it's not right. Oh my God. So she was like, okay, I know this really good artist or whatever. She was like, I'm gonna go to him. Like, we'll go together. He does really good work. Like, he's done my cousins. Like, he's done all these people. So we go like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later. And we're on the way to the guy, and it's like in the neighborhood. And I'm like, girl, where are we going? Like, where's the tattoo shop at? We get to this man's house, and it's in a basement. So I'm like, ooh, bro, I don't know about this. Like, this is kind of scary. We get in there, like, we go downstairs to the basement or whatever, and he's like, there's like these literal kids sitting on the couch, and it was like this black sofa. It was like this long black sofa, and then like in the middle of the room was the all of his tattoo stuff. And then like there were like some rooms in the back. So I was nervous because I'm always nervous. So like the first thing I do anytime I get anywhere is go pee. So I was like, hey, like, do you have like a restroom or whatever? And he was like, yeah, it's back there. He was like, don't go to the back. The last back room is the second to last. I was like, oh, okay. So like it's like these dogs like barking, 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 barking. So I go to the bathroom, and it was like the most scary experience ever. Like I really felt like we were getting a tattoo out of a bando. Like it literally had to be a bando. And let me tell you why. The water was not really working, and we were downstairs in a basement. Like we got these two little kids, like they're way younger than me, and they're getting tattoos. Like it just was so, I don't know, like, oh God, why did I do that? But I was young, I was a kid. So I come out the bathroom, and then I'm waiting for him to do my tattoo or whatever, and the kids, they leave. So then I lay down and I show him like what I want. I was like, hey, like I really do need a cover up for this or whatever. And I was like, I also want to get something else. And he was like, okay, cool, like we'll do that. So I showed him my current tattoo. And I was like, I just want you to just kind of connect the lines, like do all that. And he was like, okay, we can do that, but it's gonna have to be bigger. And I was like, oh, I don't want it to be like much bigger. Just like my tattoo was maybe like this big. And so I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna go from like this to maybe like this. Bro, we like quadrupled the size of that tattoo. I should have just got a rose. Bouquet of flowers on my back. That would have been so much better. So before he starts my tattoo, I showed him the other one that I want. He's like, okay, cool. He was like, where do you want this one? I was like, I want it on my side or whatever. And he was like, okay, cool. So I was like, hey, why are all of those dogs back there barking? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And he was like, oh, that's for people who don't pay. I was like, cash or card? Cause yo, it sounded like it was like 4 pit bulls back there. Like it was scary, and they were just barking the whole time. Like he had music like playing loud down there, but those dogs were like barking over the music. It was so crazy. Like I can't even imagine like what was he actually gonna like, how was that gonna work out? He was gonna feed people to the dogs? So now I'm like, all right, cool. Where do I lay down at? I'm laying down, I'm getting my tattoos or whatever. Me and the guy, we just talking, we just chilling or whatever. And to be honest, the dude was kind of cute. Like he was like dark skinned, like he was like a little smaller dude, but kind of like real like toned. And we were just talking, we were having a good time, and I got my tattoo and I left. So I ended up not getting fed to dogs. But the tattoo on my back, when I tell you, when I got home, that tattoo was so freaking huge. I don't remember it being that big when he did the outline. Like, it felt like it was so much smaller, but he ended up covering up basically a quarter of my back. I was like devastated because at the time I was so skinny, like I was so little. So it was just like, I got a full back piece at this point, but like, what am I gonna say? This man's gonna feed me to the freaking dogs. But the second tattoo was kind of cute. It came out a little, it's kind of a little off center now that I'm thinking about it, like, I mean, of course I've gained like weight from like back then, but it was a little off center. Um, mm, do I regret getting those tattoos? I regret the first one, but I honestly don't regret the second one as much, to be honest with you. Um, it was really a good time. Like, you would never really see it unless like I have my shirt off, and I don't really wear like crop tops or anything. So like they don't show, they're kind of just for me. I've kind of grown to love all of my tattoos at this point in life. I mean, they all kind of represent something, but man, oh man, oh man. I do wish that I had just went back to that guy. That was probably the have I gotten a tattoo done at someone's house? Yeah, that was probably the first time I got my tattoos done at somebody's house. Like uh probably like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times now. So you know that first one scares you, but once you go again, you know, it's just a house. A house is a house is a house. Like, as long as its needles are clean. I'm not saying don't go to a shop because I would never do that, like, in today's time. But for what I could afford, all I really could afford was basement tattoos. Like, I feel like that man probably did both of those tattoos for like $50. My back hasn't fallen off. And I don't have tetanus or nothing. You know, I didn't get eaten by a dog. So, I mean, I think I'm pretty cool. Okay, so then we have we have uh, these little doodles here, which are really cool. Like I feel like they kind of were inspired by my uncle's art. Me and him kind of draw like similar things. But also I was taking probably like a biology class or something. I need to draw like an amoeba. Is that what it is? An amoeba or mitochondria? What does that look like to y'all? Amoeba, mitochondria? Is it a protozoa? I don't know. I dropped out of school. I did not do too good. This is what I ended up doing for her class. So she made us do like small scale drawings first, and then you would have to do them on like these big sheets of, um, I mean, paper. You call it board or whatever. I'm pretty sure there's like a more fancier name for it, but this was literally about my entire life, from beginning all the way to the end. And you know, I put my heart and soul in this piece, and the bitch gave me a C. What? I just told you about my whole traumatic life experience, and that's all we get? A C? Eh? Are you serious? I hated that lady for that. Um, this is another skull that I drew, which was really cool. That kind of looks like a little JJ a little bit. I probably did that on purpose. And then this was a chair that I drew, a little cowhide situation. She used to make us like look at stuff and draw it, which I don't know if I was ever really good at that, but I tried. I don't know. There's so much stuff in here. There's so much stuff to reflect on. Like, so many notes. So many moments for life. We got some history notes in this thing. Why was I writing notes in my sketchbook? Whatever. It's probably all I had at the time. I'm gonna stop it right there, and then we're gonna get into this other thing that I want to talk about. This in this book. Let me make a little bookmark so I know where I left off at, because this is actually a really good story, and this happened a few years later. So I kind of kept this book all the way throughout my entire college career. So there's a lot of like pickups and drop-offs, and we just went like within those few pages, we just went up like 3 freaking years. So I feel like that's all for 2014. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get back into this book, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm ready to take this journey with you guys. Like I said before in my first video, I do kind of want to make this channel a little more personal and just kind of like tell stories of my life in there. So this is definitely going to help us. We're going to reflect on old Ghost Jones and see if the new Ghost Jones still feels the same way, and if there's ever been any growth, or have I just been crazy this whole time? Who knows? But I will talk to you guys later.